Welcome to Freaky Fauna Friday, where every Friday we take a little time and explore some of the freaks of nature from around the planet we cherish so deeply. So please, jump aboard and let's explore the wilds together.
Wow.
Welcome back to Freaky Fauna Friday. I am the great and powerful Mystery.
And I am Jay.
Just Jay.
Today, just relaxed, sore and tired Jay.
In this week's Freak of Nature, it's from the deep ocean.
Ooh.
And it's probably one of the most famous anguilliforms on the planet.
You know, I just love anguilliforms.
Do you know what it means?
Sure.
Do you?
Oh. No, I don't know what an anguilliform is.
You probably will once we start talking about it. We've heard the word many a times.
Anguille?
Anguillidae, yes.
I know somebody with that name.
Yeah. The Gulper eel.
Gulper eel. Oh, I've never heard of this.
Also known as the pelican eel or the pelican fish.
Wow. Oh, it's a fish.
Eels
are
fish.
fish. They're right.
Yeah, there you go.
I knew this.
These are another mystery of the deep. These particular anguilliforms do not resemble your typical eel at all.
Is an anguilliform an eel?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the eel family.
Okay.
I think our giant eel episode on Chris of Corn was actually called Anguillidae, like Titanus or something like that. Or it's in the comments.
Might be in the comments.
I don't know. Anyways.
A description.
When it comes to the indirect observation and being caught in the industry inactively. So these guys are pretty much all we know from them. There's a couple really cool videos we'll talk about them being filmed upon the ocean. But most of them are just dead gulper eels caught in like trawl nets and stuff like that. They are a member of the, this is one of those family names that is about 4 foot long.
Okay.
Saccophiliiforms.
Oh, one of them guys, huh?
Yeah. Just means like pouch stomach, essentially is what it means. Colloquially known as gulper eels or pelican eels, referring to their absolutely huge mouth and their pelican-like lower jaw and pouch. They're represented by their bizarre lineage of deep ocean eels. Like many other neighbors, they resemble something like a sci-fi fiction movie. So, yeah, they deep sea, midwaters. They're up to 3 kilometers deep. Temperate, tropical is where they're going to be found.
Okay.
Lifespan's unknown. There's going to be a lot unknown about these guys. They get about 1 meter long, so a little over 3 feet.
Okay,
There are some of them on deep sea cameras that may be a little bigger, but it's really hard to tell.
But it's not like no crazy size.
That we know of.
Oh.
They can potentially go up to 20 kgs. They are black or very, very dark brown. Their stomach lining is red.
Ooh.
Their diet is everything and everybody. Their predators are pretty much just large cephalopods and extremely large crustaceans. They are very, very slow, even when they're trying to flee. There's only one species, as far as we know about, and they're listed as least concerned. There's not much just known about these gulper eels. Alive specimens are hardly ever seen, and dead ones are so fragile they pretty much just fall apart. We do know that they are in a subgroup of relatable eels, relegated to the darkness of accounts of being very, very adapted to those pressures. Like that whole group is just adapted to deep ocean environments. They are infamous for their enormous mouth. It is larger than the rest of their entire body.
Oh, wow. That's why they're the gulper eels.
Oh, yeah. They are able to swallow animals incredibly, very, very many times larger than themselves.
Wow. Okay.
So they kind of like, when you watch these guys eat, they kind of like throw a trash bag
Around it?
around their prey. A lot of times there's a video of a gulper eel that has a 6-foot shark in it, and the gulper eel is probably 3 foot long.
Wow.
Shark probably outweighs it 20 times, and what they do is they try to get around your face, and they just suffocate you.
Right, yeah.
And they're so stretchy.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of times that'll kill gulper eels because the gas will build up and they'll float up.
Oh, gotcha.
So a lot of times we've seen this is all speculative biology. We've seen them that looks like they're wedging their heads into the rocks.
To hold themselves down?
We think that's what they're doing. When they get really big meals, before they start building up gas, they'll wedge their faces or bodies into the rocks on the bottom to digest.
Huh. To hold them down there. Huh?
We think. We don't know. However, nanocytes of their stomach contents, they primarily do eat small prey, like most animals. But they, with how rare calories are in the deep ocean, they are adaptive. If a shark swims by, they'll try it.
And they can get it? Yeah.
There was also one that had a baby swordfish's bill sticking out of its side, but it swallowed the whole swordfish. The prey in their deposit into their pouch-like mouth before it is consumed by the eel. It is also sometimes called an umbrella-mouthed gulper.
Okay.
They really look weird. Very odd animals. So this is one empty. I'm showing Jay a picture.
Okay, that's just what they look like normal.
Yeah, see how big their mouth is?
At the top there?
Yeah, that's a mouth.
Yeah, it does look like a
pelican.
Yeah, it looks like that, but it also does look like a trash bag like that's...
And their eyes are right in the front of their nose.
Okay.
That's not nostrils, that's their eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like a trash bag.
Like a trash bag before you blow it
Blow
up?
it up, yeah.
Like if you just stretch it out and have it skinny?
Yes. A little gulper taxonomy. It's thought that the gulper eel is a separate order than other eels. Until recently, it was listed as such. But upon deeper investigation, it appears to be called it's called a divergent lineage. That is a branch that has shared characteristics within a true eel order. So they actually weren't sure if it was a real eel or not.
Right.
They weren't sure if it was convergent evolution. They weren't sure if it was, maybe related to the same branch that eels broke off of.
Right. It's like a more basal form, maybe?
Yeah,
perhaps?
off of the original branch that eel-like fish came off of.
Right.
But no, they are true eels. They are true eels. Their older names were stack throats.
Ooh, okay. Sounds like a bagpipe.
Yeah. They are actually quite specific with their preferences. Studying of the quality of their environment of gulper eels prefer, scientists discovered a narrow range of conditions, including the need for water with high oxygen and low silicates.
Okay.
These conditions aren't available everywhere, and that suggests at least a certain species of gulper eel needs to stay within a very specific range of depths. Right now, there's only one species that have been identified. This may explain why they've evolved to some adaptations that may take them by the moment, as in like they can grab prey right now.
Right, yeah.
They do glow in the dark.
Oh, okay. Here's a freaky fauna fact.
The gulper eel is bioluminescent, has the ability to draw in its curious prey items with a pink glow and a series of red flashing lights emitting from the tail to the head of the fish. Many deep-sea creatures can't see red light, so it is suspected that other wavelengths emitted at the same time that we don't know about yet.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
So we can see they're flashing red lights, which doesn't make any sense.
Right, because none
None
else
of
can
these
see
deep-sea
it.
fish can see it.
Yeah.
So it's not a lure. They're not talking to each other. So we think that the red light's a byproduct, and something that we can't pick up on is the main thing they're doing.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is really neat.
They start off looking normal.
And then...
As babies, they're born.
Oh.
They're often called slenderhead larva glass eels. Because eels are all start off as glass eels or elder eels.
Right, yep.
So they look normal. They look like they have a little bit of a longer face, but they really don't look like... They look like pretty much everybody. And then some fishery biologists say that they have a rough puberty, or their head just extends to be monstrous.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
A rough puberty.
Their mouth's up to a third of the length of their body.
Dang.
For an eel, that's impressive.
Yeah, because they're
Because
already
an eel
long.
is just body.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Their eyes glow bright red.
All right.
So here's another picture. You can see their teeth in their mouth, and you see how their eyes are around the nose.
Gosh, yeah. It's so odd looking.
Yeah, they are. So while the light is shown at them, they're said that their eyes glow bright red in the dark. This is unusual. It suggests the eel may be one of the few animals in the deep who can actually see red. We haven't found this out to be true yet. If this is true, this suggests perhaps the red light emitted by the animal's tail may in fact be a communication device with these other members of its species.
With other ones, and it might light up areas that only they can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have rows upon rows upon rows of teeth.
Wow. Like what is that one called? A wolf eel?
Yeah, yeah.
Those have big rows of teeth like that.
They're on the Freaky Fauna list eventually.
Okay.
They mate for life, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, if you kill their mate, they'll just die of sorrow.
Oh.
They're inside these enormous mouths is a series of backwards facing teeth they use to ensnare anything that enters their mouth, and it only goes one direction.
Oh. That sounds terrible. Once you go in, there's no coming out. That's for sure.
They have a reduced skeleton and musculature. Most of their, pretty much everything, their skeleton is they're super fragile. They are so developed to do this one thing
Yeah.
that they just pretty much fall apart if it doesn't work.
Right, yeah.
It probably feeds by sucking.
Oh, okay. So it latches on and sucks leaches the nutrients out of the creature.
Not exactly.
Oh.
What this means is they actually create a vacuum in their mouth.
Okay.
They use their absolutely massive mouth. They open it really quick and it creates a void.
Oh, so it
water
draws them in.
Yeah, water pulls in really fast. It's
Kinda
same
like
thing
how
in
bass-
largemouth bass.
Oh, you were just going to say that,
Yeah.
were you?
Yeah, but to the extreme.
Right, yeah. Not like a goblin shark where its jaws reach
Shoot
out and
Yeah.
grab.
No, it's creating a vacuum and sucking in, so it doesn't have to get as close to the prey items.
Negative pressure.
Mm-hmm. They get roses in their noses.
Okay, explain.
No.
Huh?
No. Okay. Male pelican gulper eels grow large rosette-type organs inside their nasal cavities when it's time to mate. This is thought to be a specialization sensory organ to pick up the female's mating pheromones. Mating has not yet been described. Some of these species, at least, the females can die after reproduction.
That's pretty interesting.
So we don't know if they grow literally like these giant rosettes.
Yeah, out of their nose.
We think that it's for them to find the females. A couple people have suggested it's actually for sexual display.
Yeah.
Which would be very hard in the dark.
Right, yeah.
They have physical characteristics for sexual display, unless it's used for like love tapping or something like that, which some species of shark do, where they like have to tap on the female various areas.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
To kind of like signify what their intentions are.
Okay.
Especially if you're in the pitch black, it may be a little hard. So that may be a familiar feeling, to be like, okay, this isn't a predator.
Right, yeah.
Don't freak out.
Do they reproduce and give birth in the Sargasso Sea?
We don't know.
Okay.
Like literally, these guys have only been alive like 4 times, 5 times. So even we know very little about eels in general, and less about these rarer species.
Gotcha.
They're inadaptive. They accidentally get caught in deep sea fishing nets constantly, and they just look awful when they do. Like most of the time, their skin is all broke off. Like there's a couple of them with their faces.
Ooh, yeah.
Like their skin's peeled off. They don't have their throat pouch.
Right, yeah.
People used to think like when they were first drawing gulper eels, they didn't have a pouch.
Yeah.
They thought they were grabbing on and like holding on to prey, and they weren't sure they swallowed anything.
Maybe like a leech or something.
They just didn't know. My last little thing for gulper eels is just this year we finally seen a defensive posture from one.
Oh.
A manned deep sea rover was off the coast of, I believe, California, and they didn't know what it was. It looked like a giant black lollipop. So the throat pouch they sucked up a whole bunch of water.
Yeah.
They filled their throat pouch, so it was absolutely massive.
Yeah.
And it stood very still. The rover got really close, and then it released all the water and took off.
Oh, wow.
So they thought it was full at first. They're like, oh, it has a meal.
Yeah.
And then it did that. They're like, that's the first time we've ever seen a defensive posture.
So, okay, so it was swelling up.
It was
to
just
look
trying
big.
to look big.
Yeah.
Hey, they'll leave me alone if I look big.
They kind of look like if Pac-Man had like a little rat's tail, and they were all black.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Black man.
Yeah, black man.
Pac-Man's cousin. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it probably doesn't. Maybe we'll workshop that name a little.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
Yeah, me either. Till I said it. Like, yeah, maybe not that.
That's one of those things that like would pass through like several CEOs.
Yeah, until
get
like
published.
Hey, wait a minute.
No, it would be to the public. Be like, that's insensitive.
Right, route the rip.
No, but yeah, they're really cool fish. We just don't know a lot about. But that's eels in general.
Yeah,
But even more so, we don't even like. They think they die after they reproduce. We think American eels die after they reproduce, but nobody really knows.
right. Yeah,
They could get 60 foot long and swallow ships.
that would be interesting.
Yep. I have been the great and peaceful mystery.
And I've been Jay.
And we hope to catch you next week with more exciting stuff. Do you have any words of wisdom for the weekend?
It's fall's coming up. Just go outside and enjoy them leaves changing.
Don't say fall's coming up. I haven't even really got to enjoy summer yet.
Well, it's coming.
Thank you for listening to Freaky Fauna Friday. If you want to help the podcast grow, remember to share and give it a 5-star review.